Fierce alien war beasts mysteriously vanished, only to be found curled up, beginning. The war had raged across the galaxy for 72 years. Entire planets had been consumed by the conflict between the human coalition and the Drexery Dominion. An empire of reptilian warriors bred in the cauldrons of volcanic worlds. Yet none inspired more terror than the KRYLL beast's massive, bioengineered war creatures that served as Drexery frontline titans. Standing over 20 feet tall, armored in obsidian scales, and driven by psychic commands, these beasts could annihilate battalions with a single roar. On the frozen mining moon of Saren 4, Captain Alara Vance had witnessed one such beast obliterate her entire squadron. It had been 2 years ago, but the memory was carved into her mind like frostbite. The way the creature had torn through reinforced bunkers, its molten breath vaporizing ice and steel alike. The way it had looked at her, not with hatred, but with something strange, almost questioning, before vanishing into blizzard as orbital bombardments rained down. Reports said it had been killed. Alara never believed them. Now, she was back on Saren 4, leading a research and recovery team under the guise of retrieving ancient Drexery tech. The truth was, the Coalition's intel drones had picked up something impossible, a life form matching the KRL beast's biosignature. But it wasn't moving. It was sleeping. Middle. Saren 4 had become a ghost world since the battles ended. The winds howled through shattered bunkers, and metallic debris glittered under a thin layer of snow. Alara's team, a handful of scientists and soldiers, descended from the dropship in silence. Dr. Keelan Noor, a xenobiologist with too much curiosity for his own good, kept his eyes glued to the scanner in his gloved hands. "It's alive," he murmured. Heart rate minimal. Thermal output consistent with hibernation. Alara's pulse quickened. "How big?" Keelan glanced up, face pale. 22 feet, maybe 23. The size matches the KRYL beast from the Battle of Saren 4. They found it buried deep in an ice cavern. The air shimmered faintly from residual heat leaking from the creature's form. The beast was unlike anything Alara had ever seen up close. Its armored plates were cracked, its wings folded in tight coils like tattered sails. But the most disturbing thing was its posture, curled up like a sleeping animal seeking warmth. It wasn't the monstrous titan she remembered. It looked smaller somehow, vulnerable. Lieutenant Mara, her second-in-command, whispered, "That thing killed hundreds of our people." "I know," Alara said, her voice tight, "but we're not here to kill again." They began scanning and taking samples, but every movement felt like a desecration. The KRLL beast's body emitted faint pulses of psychic energy, like ripples in still water. Even without the Drexery controlling it, it seemed aware, dreaming, perhaps. Keelan knelt beside the massive claw and placed a hand on its scale. This is organic alloy, adaptive tissue woven with nanofibers. It's healing itself. Alara frowned. "It's been 2 years. "Yes," he said softly, "but it never died. It's been regenerating, slowly." Hours passed as they set up containment fields. Then, the unthinkable happened. The ice around them shifted. The cavern floor trembled. Keelan stumbled backward, scanner shrieking with life signs spiking. The KRL beast's eyes, 2 molten orbs like miniature suns, flared open. "Get back!" Alara shouted, drawing her plasma rifle. But the creature didn't attack. Instead, it turned its head weakly toward her, blinking as if trying to recognize the human form standing before it. Its chest rose and fell slowly, and from deep within its throat came a low, mournful sound. Not a roar, but something that almost resembled a whimper. Keelan whispered, "It's afraid." "Impossible," Mara snapped. "They don't feel fear. They were bred to destroy." But Alara hesitated. The last time she had seen it, during the battle, she had felt the same presence. A mind that didn't entirely belong to the Drexery. They retreated to their base camp, unsure whether to kill or capture it. The Coalition wanted specimens, not survivors. That night, Alara couldn't sleep. She replayed the creature's gaze in her mind, the way its eyes had softened when they met hers. She pulled up old combat records. The Drexery commanders had controlled their beasts through psionic leashes, binding their minds to transmitters. But this one, its neural frequency was different, mutated, unbound. The next morning, she made a choice that would change everything. She returned to the cavern alone. The KRYL beast lay still, watching her through half-lidded eyes. She approached slowly, her breath fogging in the cold. "I know you can understand me," she said quietly. "You don't have to hide anymore." A flicker of golden light shimmered under its scales. Its version of speech, a biopsychic signal that resonated faintly in her mind. Not enemy. The words echoed in her thoughts. Alara gasped. You can talk. Learning, slow. Pain. Alone. Her heart pounded. Why didn't you leave this moon? The creature's mental tone faltered, like static over a broken radio. Hunted. By both. Drexery betray. Humans fear. It uncurls slightly, revealing wounds along its flank, burns and deep scars that looked years old. Inside one of the cracks in its scales, Alara saw remnants of an embedded Drexery control node. She understood then. It had torn the device out itself. It wasn't just a weapon anymore. It was free, and it had paid for that freedom with its body. Keelan and Mara found her hours later. They were furious she had gone alone, but Alara didn't care. It's sentient, she insisted. It's not just an animal. It's self-aware. Keelan nodded reluctantly. I've analyzed the psychic patterns. She's right. It's evolved beyond control. Mara scoffed. And what? You want to bring it back to base? Parade it through Coalition Command and hope they see it as a friend? Alara didn't answer, but she was already forming a plan. That night, the Coalition's orbital cruiser sent a message, extraction in 12 hours, and with it, an order, terminate the specimen if it shows resistance. The words hit her like ice. They'd never let the creature live. To them, it was a threat that could never be controlled again. So, when the blizzard came in the early morning, Alara acted. She went back to the cavern and began deactivating the containment field. The KRYLOB stirred weakly, confused. You need to leave, she whispered. They'll kill you. It tilted its head, eyes glowing faintly. You not kill. I couldn't, she said softly. You're not the monster they think you are. The psychic hum deepened, filled with emotion. You, same pain. War hurt all. Her throat tightened. Yeah, it did. Behind her, the sound of approaching footsteps. Mara's voice echoed sharply. Alara, what the hell are you doing? Alara spun, gun raised. Don't come closer. You're betraying your oath. You're siding with it. I'm siding with what's right. Alara snapped. We ended the war, Mara, but we keep acting like it never stopped. The cavern trembled again. Outside, the storm roared louder, as if the planet itself knew what was coming. Ending. The confrontation was cut short by an explosion. A missile streaked down from orbit, shaking the entire cavern. The Coalition had decided to take no chances. They were wiping out the site. Chunks of ice collapsed around them. Mara was thrown against the wall, unconscious. Alara scrambled toward the beast, shielding her head from falling debris. Go, she shouted. You have to fly. But the KRYLO beast looked at her, its eyes filled with something deep and sorrowful. Come. What? It extended one massive wing, folding protectively around her. Light flared between its scales, energy building to impossible levels. No, you'll die, she screamed. No, die. Change. The psychic pulse that followed was blinding. The explosion's shockwave never reached them. When Alara opened her eyes again, she was standing in a quiet forest, lush, green, and alive. A simulation? No. She could smell the earth, feel the breeze. The KRYLO beast stood before her, whole and radiant. Its wings shimmered like glass, its scars gone. Where are we? She whispered. Memory space. Its voice echoed clearly now, resonant and calm. You saved me. I save you. She realized the creature had transported her mind into its consciousness, its refuge during hibernation. Outside, time would move differently. Why me? She asked. You saw truth. Not enemy, not weapon. Just being. Tears burned her eyes. What happens now? I go. Far. Not war. Not kill. Find peace. It looked toward a distant horizon within its mindscape, a world untouched by hatred. Then it turned back to her. Tell them. We can be more. When the vision faded, Alara woke in the ruins of the cavern. The storm had cleared. Coalition rescue teams were landing nearby. The creature was gone, vanished completely, leaving only scorched ice and a faint psychic whisper that lingered in her thoughts. Thank you. Weeks later, Alara sat before the Coalition tribunal. They demanded an explanation. She told them the truth. The beast had awakened, had communicated, had chosen not to fight. They didn't believe her, of course. They called it delusion, trauma, combat fatigue. She was discharged quietly, her record sealed, but Alara knew the truth. Sometimes, late at night, she'd see flashes of gold light across the sky. Impossible. Fleeting glimmers that dance above the clouds. And in her mind, a voice would echo faintly, like a lullaby carried by the stars. Still alive. Still free. Epilogue. Years passed. Humanity rebuilt. The Drexery retreated to the edges of known space. The galaxy began to heal. But on a distant world, hidden deep within a nebula of violet mist, a creature stirred. A Carwello beast, its wings folding gently over a nest of newly hatched young. No longer engines of war, they were peaceful, curious, learning to fly beneath alien suns. And among them lay something strange, an artifact of human origin, a small metallic badge engraved with the name Captain Alara Vance. The beast's golden eyes blinked softly as it curled around it protectively, humming a tone that sounded almost like a mother's lullaby. The fiercest weapon of the war had vanished long ago, only to be found curled up, guarding the last fragile hope for peace.